Two, one. What's going on, ladies and gents? Teacher's here, bringing you guys today some more Rainbow Six Siege gameplay. And as Operation Velvet Shell is upon us, Hoyo and I decided we want to sit down and talk about the top 5 things we want to see changed for Rainbow Six Siege. Now, of course, we all want better hit code, net code, blah blah blah, whatever you want to call it, but we're gonna obviously try and leave that off the list just because that's something everyone wants and that's something this game desperately needs. Peeker's advantage needs to be looked at and all that other deliciousness. So, you ready to get in this, Oyo?
Yeah, let's go.
So, for number 5, we have agreed on. Now, we left this at number 5 because it's more of a console thing. We would like an FOV slider. I play on a gaming monitor. Koyo plays on a gaming monitor, and even in Battlefield 1, they implemented an FOV slider for consoles. People loved it. People use it. It's becoming more of a thing now for consoles. So I don't see why a competitive shooter like Rainbow Six Siege should be holding back their console community. I mean, FOV sliders aren't that big of an advantage because everyone can technically use them. You know what I mean, Hoyo? Like
Yeah,
If Hoyo plays, I play at usually 90. Hoyo plays at 87, but that's where you become comfortable at. And when you really limit a player to something they're not comfortable with, it really brings down their game. And there's probably a lot of more potential that Xbox players could do or PS4 players could do if they had a large FOV slider. Also, consoles have pretty much taken over a large population, if every time Polio reminds me, of the Siege community, so I don't see why there's not a bigger push for it. Anything you want to add to that, Hoyo?
yeah, I just think it's very good to have an FOV slider for the fact that it helps with really motion sickness if they especially come from the PC world. I have friends that come from PC that have all these FOV sliders and have all these graphical options, and they come to console and it's just box screen, it's so weird.
Yeah.
But I find that really annoying.
Not even with motion sickness, regardless, it's still better for target acquisition. An FOV is not meant for like a 60 FOV is meant for a large screen TV, but a lot of times now, especially once again, Siege, Ubisoft has this big, massive hard on for their, community of competitive gamers, and they know that competitive gamers don't play on, a Samsung 60, 70,000 inch TV, that it's okay to have a 60 FPS because it looks fine. Oh, 60 FPS, 60 FOV, because at least if I'm on a gaming monitor and a lot of other people are, they have a smaller TV, they like the option to change that. Coming at number 4, we'd like to see an optic rework. Now, the optics in Rainbow Six Siege are good at their core. The red dot's nice, the reflex is nice. I swap between, if not, I have every optic on at least one of the guns. I use the EOTech for the the higher rate of fire guns. I use it a lot on Buck's assault rifle. The reflex I usually put on PDWs. The red dot sight I put on Hibana's rifle because I just like the way it feels. Whenever I pick an optic, it needs to fit the way that gun feels, and that's pretty much what I look for in the gun. If the gun shoots a little bit slower, it's easier to control. It probably gets an ACOG. I don't know how some people feel about that. Some people are like ACOG ride or die. But obviously in Siege, there's a big issue where if you aim down sight, you sometimes just can't see the rest of your screen except the little window of the optic. Now, that's not necessarily too bad, but in a game that's based around CQB orientation, you're going to have a lot of issues if you want to even bring an EOTech or holographic sight in there because the bottom of it just blocks out your entire screen and you can't really see shit. Someone can literally crouch right underneath you and you won't be able to see it. There just needs to be some sort of rework where not everything is a giant block in your face, and it seems like your character has, the buttstock of the gun in their mouth for some reason. I don't know. That's what at least seems to me. What do you got for that, Hoyo?
Yeah, I feel like, especially when it comes to the red dot side, it's a close quarters sight. Why should it be taking up 35-40% of the screen when you want to go in as Ash or as Jaeger and you just want to go roam around and kill people? But you have this big ass red dot sight in your face, and just like earlier that happened to me with Fuse, I couldn't see the guy going downstairs,
Yeah.
because the thing was so huge in my face.
Are you talking about the circular one you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind that sight. I actually am starting to prefer that sight a lot on some guns. But I feel what you mean. Like, if you even look at the reflex sight, a lot of the times you just don't, you don't have that zoom, but you have the clarity. You're sacrificing too much. An optic, regardless of how much zoom it is, the penalty of it should not be losing, you know, you shouldn't be losing vision you shouldn't be losing your situational awareness. Like if I in Battlefield or Call of Duty, if I ran a site, it may have had more housing than other sites, but at least you still had some peripheral vision to defend yourself. With an ACOG site, your screen is the ACOG site, and that's it. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You know, half of your bottom screen with the holographic site is the holographic site. There just needs to be a rework with maybe instead of having the red dot, reflex, and holographic site all being the same thing, just looking different, maybe make the holographic site a 1.5x site and fix up that surrounding areas, change up the housing, make it more clear, and then make the red dot site just a standard 1x, and then have the reflex site be no additional zoom, but you do have that nice little triangle to actually aim with. Initially, when the game first came out, the optics actually didn't even line up with themselves and you had to aim in the center of them. They did fix that, but now it's just a lot of times you lose your tracking because the optic doesn't want to work with you, and some iron sights are just impossible to use at times. Unless it's the MP7, at most times you're going to have a bad time. I love the Russian optics, though. I don't know about you, but I don't mind those. I wish I could put those on all my guns.
Yo, the Russian reflex is bae.
Right? Exactly. Coming in at number 3, we would like to see a complete matchmaking overhaul. Now, we don't mean once again, the whole netcode shooty McBang bang thing. We mean, why in casual that Hoyo and I are higher level, I'm level 180, platinum 3, and half decent rank stats, and Hoyo's over here level, 100 something?
105.
105, silver 3, good stats all around. And then, our team goes from guy who's 300 diamond, bronze 1, or then copper 2 shit stats. When you play a game, even of casual, you have to, people say, oh, it's casual, it doesn't matter. That's not true. Because this weekend that just passed, or this video should be going up during the free weekend, is a perfect example. People are joining this game to learn and experience Ubisoft's shooter of Rainbow Six Siege, a community they want to build back up. Why in the fuck, earlier, when Hoyo and I were playing, were there nothing but level 3, 1, 2s, and 3s on the enemy team? Literally just got the game for the free weekend, and we absolutely shat on them, of course, because they knew nothing about the game. But that's not fair, in the sense that the matchmaking system should have something like where Battlefield's implemented, where if you're under rank 10, or you're under rank 20, or whatever the game decides, if you reach a certain skill cap that the game agrees that you are okay for combating other people that have been around for longer, it should allow you in. I think Battlefield implemented a noobs only server, where if you're up to level 15 or level 10, you could play on them. Either in that was then you had to be then you were banished from them because they didn't want the max level shitting on everyone. And in Rainbow Six Siege, I don't want it where it's too easy. I don't want it where it's too hard. You want it just where the game is okay, these guys are on our level, we're on their level. This is a great match. Now that's just for the casual aspect. Do you want to add anything about Hoyo? Because I know you more want to talk about the ranked.
I mean, rank's broken. Let's be honest. Especially on console, the shit disconnects every other game. You can go in there right now, and I guarantee, you get DC'd, in the first match.
Yeah,
it's actually retarded.
If anyone
Ubisoft,
was to our
fix
ranked stream, it was brutal. We were just I'm trying to stream, and as a streamer, I'm okay, game, you're technically helping me on this point. Let me see the game. Now, I was disconnected every single game practically. It was ridiculous. But that's the point. Now I guess moving in the rank system, I understand that it's always always in beta because Ubisoft, everything they release seems to be in endless betas. But regardless, the rank system has a lot of flaws where I first started playing ranked and my stats from last season still stuck, and I guess it took my previous stats and was okay, this guy knows what he's doing, and stuck me in a game with a bunch of people. And Hoyo went off and somehow wound up in copper. Ryan and I were in plat 4 for a bit, struggling to get to diamond. Then you got these people who get diamond if right off the bat. If you watch Drakfrag's video, his friend Phantom, literally they just played rank 10 times and his rank was diamond off the bat, but you can clearly tell the guy was still a novice at the game. It makes absolutely no sense, and clearly something's going to be done, because although, you see everyone walking around in casual, oh, look, I'm a diamond, and we're going to play ranked again, because I don't want to lose my rank, because I'm so good. That's also something else they should be implementing. Why is there no decay system? Hey, I got diamond. I want this cool charm for the end of the season. I'm never going to play ranked again because I want my diamond stats and to see everyone that I'm MLG legit. But you're not. You know what I mean? You got lucky, you're diamond, and that was it. You know? Okay. So, coming at number 2, we would like to see a model rework and kind of update. Now, what we mean by this is that if you notice when you're playing the game, the key one that everyone should know at this point is the vaulting animation is maybe like prime example
Broken.
number 2.
Stop. No, it's broken, Michael. It's
Okay.
broken.
To what happened earlier when Hoyo and I were playing today is an Ash was vaulting through a window and she was off to the left of it, and all of a sudden she was vaulting through the right. I don't know what Houdini shittery that was, but sure, whatever. The issue is when you're vaulting through a window, whatever, your character looks straight. Why? And then you get shot from like his cheek. That's not what happened. Siege, this is a thing, you know? If someone is trying to be sneaky, you know, as Caviere's trying to do her job and she knows multiple people and people are vaulting through, oh hey, that guy didn't look at me. No, he totally stared you down. You know, there's too many situations where animations, even in the prone positions, when people get up from prone, especially with faster operators, they teleport. Like they turn and then they're standing up like 4 feet away from their previous location, which is absolutely not okay. You should not be able to start Houdiniing yourself around the map because you decide to sprint and spin and all that. No, you want an animation where if you're shooting at someone and now all of a sudden they're like curving around a wall, it makes absolutely no sense in that domain. There's so many other animations that are just generally an issue, but it's mostly from when you're engaging other people that they're not fluid enough to make sense. Oh yeah, are there any other animations that I kind of missed on you want to touch on?
I mean, can we stop shooting out of faces too? Like, can we actually have an update where your bullets actually come out of your gun instead of your face? That'd be a good feature.
That would be a good feature, but then at the same time, I think Blackbeard would just be shit even more. Like, just another Blackbeard nerf. Ah, he's shit anyways.
Yeah, dude. What?
Anyways, that's a video for another day. Anyways, and last but not least, at number 1, a push for server-side everything.
Please! Client-side destruction and anything client-side is...
If you guys... As Hoya was freaking out, if you guys don't know, what client-side and server-side mean is client-side means your Xbox, your launcher for PC, your PS4. That's client-side. Server-side is the server you connect to on Rainbow Six Siege. So, commonly, as a lot of people know, is that there will be a giant hole in the wall. Now, it is up to your client to actually recognize that on someone else's client there's a hole in the wall now, and, you know, or if a thermite sets up a charge and it blows open the wall and it doesn't vanish, you know, some sort of data was lost there where now you don't see a hole, there's a wall still standing, nothing makes sense anymore, and then you get shot through what seems a normal wall, and then there's like 8 guys on the other side ADSing at you because you're just a giant dumbass and thought it was safe. Obviously, it's not your fault. And of course, another victim of this is smoke. Not the operator, I mean smoke grenades and Capitel smoke and stuff like that. When you throw a smoke grenade on Hoyo's screen, on my screen, on your screen, on Jim's screen, on Timmy's screen, and on Kimberly's screen, it's all different. It will never be the same. There are times where in smoke I can see, so if Hoyo and I are standing beside each other, technically at the same time we shouldn't be able to see if there's a thick puff or a thin puff, and you should be able to shoot through what you and at the same time people see what you see. A lot of times people will deploy smoke grenade, and on the defender's side, they're like, I can see right through that. I don't know what you're doing over there. And they shoot you right back through it like it was nothing. Kind of an issue. That's an issue. The whole principle of the smoke grenade is lost. It shouldn't be in the game. And that's also a lot of times why people just don't use it. It's not working properly because the game is lacking on its own. And a lot of times server-side things too, especially bullet physics and all that, should be server-side. Why it's not, I don't know. See, you have dedicated servers, use them. I understand that you guys may not be the best in multiplayer shooters, but if you guys want to cement yourself as an actual competitor in the first-person genre, you're doing a terrible job of this right now. This game has been out for a year. We are entering Season 2. Year 2. Not season 2, year 2. We get it. You want to make sure your operators are balanced. The balance in your game's okay. Obviously, Fuse is a little broken right now, and Blackbeard, I don't know what you did to the poor bastard, but fix him. You know, other than those two, your game's fine. Please, fix the actual issue of the netcode, the server side, the this, the that. You have this beautiful creation of Rainbow Six Siege, and you're throwing it in the gutter. And as a fan and a YouTuber that really enjoys this and loves this game, who's stuck around through the highs and lows, I don't understand is why you're just shitting on your community right now and saying, don't worry, here's the new samurai skin for Pulse. You know what I mean? I don't get it either. We appreciate the work you guys do for the DLCs and it's free and whatnot, and you know, you guys aren't the scummiest thing because your seasons pass actually makes sense. You guys aren't just like, oh, you know, pay to win, pay to win. There's no pay to win aspect. It's all cosmetic if you want to pay. It supports your tournaments. We get it. But if you want people to support you, you have to support the community back. I don't know. Is there anything else you wanted to add right at the end there, Hoyo? You good? Did I cover all the elements?
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. Thank you very much for listening and watching. Other than that, do you guys have anything you want to say about what we said in today's video or your general concerns with Siege? Tell us in the comment section down below. Thanks for Hoyo for, I guess, being here and helping out. We appreciate your input. Without further ado, we'll see you sexy beasts next episode. Peace.